The whole interview was no audio.
But now we know what we're going to talk about.
Well,
It's a good thing we started 20 minutes early.
I got all night, so let's take as many
We'll go to
takes as we
5:30.
need.
Oh my gosh. That was absolutely, I can hear it now.
Oh my goodness. We were just miming the whole time. We actually weren't saying anything of importance. We were just.
I'm Wes Allen with DM Tales, and I am not a professional. It's good. Oh my gosh. Shall we start over?
Okay. Let's.
So here's what we're going to do.
Rewind.
Well, I don't want to have a blank. No, we're just going to keep going. Let's keep going. We'll have fun.
Let's go. Let's go. Hi, I'm TR Nickel, or Tiffany Rose Nickel, or just Rose, because I do so much in the industry.
And Rose owns a company called
Red Rose Works.
Red Rose Works, who makes different RPG related things. But Tiffany's also created a really cool fantasy world. We've already done this. We're doing it again because I didn't unpress mute. So let's go. So Tiffany's created this really cool fantasy world that is high fantasy, but some things are different.
Yeah, absolutely. So instead of like the traditional plethora of like races of like elves and fairies and all the fun fae things, or infernum things, is what I call essentially my hell.
Okay.
But all these crazy different races, it really just got narrowed down to humans, orcs, gnomes, and dwarves. And it's because about 500 years prior to the events of the series, a doorway burst open and fear spread wide. And so they said, no more doorways to the goddesses, and closed them all.
Oh, it's all goddesses?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. See, you learned something new the
second time around. We learned something new. So all goddesses. So now magic is kind of broken.
Yes. Yeah. And so the reduction has started, where because of their being cut off to the source of magic in the world, essentially magic is dying.
Yeah.
And so the countries in the world, all in the same, have to figure out, how do we move forward? Do we essentially hoard what's left, or do we try to advance technology? And there are plenty of individuals who have varying different opinions on how the world should be handling the approach of an apocalypse, and a cult that is taking action on their own.
What does the cult want to do?
So the Domi Nostre is the
nice
name of the cult. Thank you. Essentially, they believe that the world should have the doorways open. However, through learned experience, is that it doesn't always turn out the way you think. And they believe it's to baptize our world and essentially merge it into one with the realms of the goddesses.
What could possibly
what could go wrong? Really,
So, absolutely. So, and we had described this is almost like a pre-apocalyptic setting.
Yeah.
So because society, all the things that people have depended upon for healing, for crop growth, for managing large cities, without power, they're all failing.
Correct. Yeah.
But there's one group that they've decided that we're going to go full technology.
Yeah. So the Hunters Territory is one of the only countries in the realm of Lemuria that essentially has progressed, and they have electricity, and they're on the cusp of an industrial revolution of creating the first train and those type of things. But the rest of the world is holding on to magic and wanting to see those who could wield it, or the items that are left in its wake, essentially as a resource.
It's really cool. So this is like a new subgenre of high fantasy, because so many of the high fantasy elements that we attribute to it are gone. Things become more grounded because you're dealing with more intrigue and the strain of that.
Something that has been said about a lot of some readers who have never really liked fantasy before, and my editors and my publisher even, they all weren't fantasy focused. They were more fiction focused, and they read it and they sometimes forgot they were reading a fantasy novel because
you grounded it that much.
And so it just felt like a real world with the hint of magic in it. And
Cool.
Yeah, and so you get all the fantasy elements, like the creatures and the names and the chosen one abilities, but then you also get a very realistic world that you could feel like you're a part of.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And this world that you created
Yeah.
emerged from what?
A little game called Dungeons and Dragons. Zalia, who's the main character of book 1, she was my first ever D&D character. So I was a little obsessive when the campaign ended, and spent 5 years building out a world just so I could write about it. And in doing that world building, the rest of the legends were born, and so it became a 5-book series and then some. So
That's really cool. So and we didn't do this the first time,
yeah.
but are some of the elements that you brought into your fantasy world part of the campaign, like magic being semi-broken, or is that stuff that you created?
I created all of that.
There's something intriguing about that in a fantasy world, to have magic on the fritz.
Right. Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
Book 4 is soon to come out.
Yes, book 4 is soon to come out, and 5 should be out by the end of the year.
So
yeah,
we're not doing George R.R. Martin.
No, thank you.
We'll get down. Book 4. Can you give me the blurb synopsis so you won't give away the plot?
Yeah. So, Daughters of Mira essentially takes place in the time prior to the Ancestry War, and so you get to see what the world looked like when magic was very well endowed. And
You wrote a prequel?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
So you get to see really like the expansiveness of what magic used to be before it all went to hell, and
Okay.
you get to see essentially those events of history unfold.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you have to see the reduction happen?
You do, yeah. Yeah, you get to see the beginning of the end.
Did I ask you a question that's going to reveal too much of
No,
the plot, or is
not-
that in the blurb?
That's all plenty in the blurb, yeah.
I'm good. I have things to read now, so I'm a little
Yeah.
upset. So, it's neat. So back when magic was working,
Mhm.
did it function more like science? Like this is just something we use and we know how it works.
Yeah, so I actually studied alchemy and multiple different like religious aspects of like paganism and Druidism, and I studied anything that I could essentially correlate to what we believe magic is, right? In this world.
Okay.
And I also studied different elements of genealogy, like understanding our own genetics and DNA, and how genes are passed between different generations. And
You were doing Punnett Square to do
yes,
the genes?
yeah, I was, because I have 4 different magic systems that exist within my world, and so each of them have a very unique tying understanding to the beginning of all things, of the original goddess of the
Okay,
All Mother.
so it's tied
you
into
know?
like
Yes,
creation itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And essentially you get to see how all different forms of magic are impacted by the reduction. And so I wanted it to be realistic. I wanted to create something that felt tangible and felt like anyone could really understand,
It is absolutely fascinating. So book 5 is going to be the culmination of this arc.
Yes, yeah. So that is, each of them are essentially standalone novels, but they're all interconnected, kind of like a Marvel movie, right? Or a campaign where you have the backstory of the characters.
Fantasy adventures.
Yeah,
Yes, we're
yeah.
good.
And then all coming together in book 5 for that big campaign adventure.
Are you dragging the prequel person in too?
Yeah. So books 1 through 4, each of them are going to come together in book 5.
Going to be fun.
Yeah.
Now, are all the protagonists in your fantasy novels female?
The majority are. So
Okay.
I do have Renatus, and he is my precious child, who was born. He was the first character that was born of the world. Out of.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was the first legend that I really that came to me when I was building the world, because Zalia was already made, right? Like
Yeah,
her
okay.
story is already told in my mind, but Renatus was kind of born from it all, and so he's just a very, very different character compared to all the rest. But majority of all of my main protagonists and antagonists are female.
Which is, and I wanted to ask that because one of this is your invented subgenre
Yes.
genre of high fantasy.
Yeah,
So you've invented this genre.
that's very generous.
And I am putting it because it is. We've had that in games, like in low
Yeah.
fantasy style games,
Yeah.
that's sometimes happened, but no one's
Sure.
written the world like that, except for like Conan back and, but that doesn't count. So because it's back in Sword and Sorcery, we're doing something completely different. This is high fantasy. But so many people, when they see a female character and a female writer, like, oh well, this is romantasy, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But you're writing something that is high fantasy, that is different.
Yes.
And that assumption is not a
Always
very.
there.
It's not a helpful assumption.
It is not. And I mean, romance is a part of life, right? Like we fall and we have broken hearts, and but it's never the main thing ever.
Sure.
It's all about who these characters are as individuals and their journey through life and the things that they believe they're fighting for, right? And one of my favorites is book 3, and that's because it all kind of delves into essentially, what are you willing to do for the people you love? How far are you willing to go? Are you willing to break your morals? Are you willing to go beyond the limitations that you've set for yourself or you believe in order to save someone,
Yeah.
And it talks about that dilemma a lot. And
it's a strong character arc.
Yeah. And that's the main focus. And so anything else that happens in that book is essentially flavor, and it's all layers. But that is like the core purpose of that story being told.
Very, very good.
Thank you.
And like I said, I have books I have to read. I'm a little upset about this, but that's okay.
You're welcome.
I don't have a stack that big already. I literally put my hand out of frame. I have a stack.
Yeah.
So, and here's what's killing me.
Yeah.
You could have told me what you were working on for Chaosium, and no one would have heard.
No one would have heard, but I didn't, folks.
I'm giving Rose
I did not.
the statement. She did not let this slip. I tried. It's my job. I'm not trying to get her fired, though.
Yeah.
So, okay, you are currently working for Chaosium.
Yes.
It is RuneScape.
RuneQuest, yeah.
RuneScape.
It was close.
It's not an MMO.
No.
It's RuneQuest. It is RuneQuest involved.
Yes.
So, but we don't know what the project is. We don't know if it's lore-based. We don't know if it's an adventure. We don't know if it's a new starter set. We don't know anything.
No idea.
I'm trying to get a Twitch, and I'm not succeeding.
No.
But I'm very much trying.
I'm a GM.
By Genghis Khan,
Yes.
you may be playtesting something that could point people to the idea that it might be something that you could be working on for Chaosium.
Yes.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So here's the cool thing. So Rose is writing these novels.
Yes.
She didn't start out as a TTRPG.
No, it was novels first.
You're a novelist. Yeah. And you are going to conventions. Are you just going? I didn't ask you the first one. Are you going just as a player?
No.
Or are you going with the booth to sell your novels?
Yeah, so like 90%, I would say. Like, and Genghis Khan, I'm just running there I'm there to GM. Like, they're flying me out to GM for them.
Awesome.
And there's a few like that where I'm just solely there to run the games or participate in the events. But majority of them, I do sell all my wares. So my games, I sell my books, I sell all of that.
So you were kind of there displaying yourself. Hey, I'm in this field. I'm a professional.
Yes.
I'm for that.
Yeah.
So that kind of led to the link for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. But you bumped into someone who's like, so, what would you like to do for us? And they come in.
Yeah. I mean, I think a part of it is, being in the room where it happens, networking is always like the key to anything. But it was, I think, also my love and my passion for the industry and just games in general. And then also, I guess like I hate to say that, talent, my ability to do the thing.
How many words have you written?
So this last year I did over 1 million.
Over 1 million words in a year. She's got 3 books published.
This is my full-time job.
And a fifth on the way. Yeah. Talent. We don't have to apologize.
So it's a bold
Coming
word.
from someone who has complete imposter syndrome and forgot to unmute a stream for 20 minutes. Talent.
I think it's charming.
Sure. We'll go with that.
The first take was now we're nailing it.
We're totally nailing it. And the funny thing is that it's a live stream. There's going to be 20 minutes of
silence. And that mod,
Ron's going to be like, Wes, what were you doing?
You'll have to post-edit that
one. We're going to download that and put it out later. Oh, dear.
All good.
So you've gotten into that. You've worked with Chaosium. Who else have you worked for?
So I've worked with Luke Ajax in his Okram World for the G20 magazine as well.
Gotcha.
So that's another one.
And that's where we stopped.
Yes, that
because
is
you've
where.
written an adventure. And one of
Yes.
the things you said for Luke Gygax's World. So I had asked Rose
Yeah.
what her favorite part of writing an adventure was. What's her favorite aspect of it? Your first part of that answer was
How can I torture the players?
kind face, kind person, kind aspect. To torture. And that time you didn't even say characters.
In reality, in the game setting, I am torturing the players.
I do, and I had to feel that like that puts you in my mental state right at the same place as Kelsey Dion. Because one of the cool things, like the reason why I knew I had to meet Kelsey and interview her and talk with her is because she was talking about the artist that she got for the cover of Shadow Dark, which is this horrific image.
Right.
But
beautiful.
if anybody has seen Kelsey, she is the kindest, most
sweet.
gentle.
Yeah.
She's got this voice. She was, if you look at her bio, she was a teacher. So she's got that teacher affect. It really draws you into being able to teach.
Yeah.
She's a gifted communicator.
She is.
So, but she's talking about, and I'm doing this. And then so I got this guy. He's really known for death metal covers. He's like one of the best death metal covers. And I went, oh, I have to interview Kelsey now. That was awesome. So torturing the players is now put you in the pantheon of Kelsey Dion. So that was the first part. But the second part is you like to get into the lore of the world because you don't want to just have it a generic drop it.
Yeah.
So what were some of the cool aspects of Luke's world that you really, I need to get this somehow into this dungeon I did?
I mean, I'm a big sucker for a way to implement any type of layered lore, even if it's like, it's super important or not. But I saw Usul and I was like, goddess of like death and like destruction and all that. Yes, please.
Again.
And so there was this art of this man for the first adventure I ever wrote for them. And he had this carved into his chest. And I was like, obviously that's a pastor for Usul. And I was like, now we have to have an entire story about how this religious organization is kidnapping people and
then why do they carve things in there?
And you get to kind of unravel all of that, and you can find it on their Patreon. So go check that out. The Hollowed. So
we can't give too much away because it is on the Patreon.
Yes, it is.
Go to the Patreon.
Yes.
And go do that.
Yes.
And that's something that's really kind of drawn on. But
Yeah,
you are also a game designer.
I am. Yeah.
So you have your own company.
Yes.
Which again, you've named it. Say it again.
Red Rose Works.
Red Rose Works.
Yes.
Which you do with a partner.
Yeah. So Jerry Red Shepherd, who is also author. She's #1 best international author. Game designer, has also worked with giant names like Legends of Evantris on Crooked Moon.
Awesome.
So her and I, we like to think of us as like the dream team because where you think I'm doing a million words, she's like hitting 2. So her pace is so far surpasses mine.
How many hours a day are you writing?
So you want to know my work schedule?
Yeah.
It's 7 a.m. I wake up with my laptop in bed. Boom, start typing immediately.
Okay.
And then about at 9 o'clock, I'll actually get out of bed, go get coffee, and then get back on my table and start typing again.
So how many words a day?
It ranges depending on like what I'm doing, because sometimes I'm like editing those words.
Right.
So I would say on average, I hit about 10 to 15,000. Yeah.
And if I get 3, I'm happy.
Yeah. I do this until 2 in the morning. So I get very little sleep.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we know why you want to torture players. Grumpy.
I'm tortured.
Grumpy, not sleeping. All right. So you and your partner are doing this.
Yeah.
Incredible things. How did your partnership form?
So I actually used to be a social media marketer for a firm in the UK. And
okay.
I was also a bank manager at one point and an office manager for an insurance company. I did a lot of things.
For an insurance company.
All really important to know about my history.
We know where the rage comes from. That's all I'm pointing out. So that's good.
So I was a social media marketer, and we got introduced to a mutual friend, Donovan Shear, who owns Studio Moonfall in Kenosha, Wisconsin. He was like, you two are made from the same cloth. You need to know each other.
Okay.
And so we met, and there was this instant connection. And then we actually worked an event right next to each other. So we were both moving.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah. And we just started talking on those moments where there wasn't anyone right in front of us. And she found out I did social media, and so I was her marketer the first year that we had known each other. Yeah. And so when she had started the process of making Dungeon Race RPG, which is one of the game system Red Rose Works is producing, she brought me on as the brand manager and the marketer for that to begin with. And then as we began to work together, and I started to get more involved with the development and mechanics and help shaping what Dungeon Race RPG is now today. And so she just was like, why don't we just do this together? And and so we ended up partnering on that. And that also then led to when I had my mechanic baby, which is One Page Dice Dungeons. She instantly was like, I'm on board. Yes. And so we developed 8 different game systems, all that fit on a single page, from character creation to how to run it as a GM.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk first Dungeon Race RPG. So what's kind of the base for this?
So the most amazing thing about Dungeon Race RPG is the fact that it's a faction race game. So it was born out of the idea of tournament style gaming at conventions.
Okay.
And so it's a scalable game from 6 players around a home table that you can do long form chronicle adventures. So, long-term campaigns, up to 42 players competitively racing against one another in a tournament at an event.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And they all are, there's 8 GMs that are involved, and we're all simultaneously working together, all trying to accomplish your tasks and complete your goals before time runs out.
Sweet. How long does the session last for it?
For the tournament style, it's 5 hours.
So just a whole 5. You're there for 5 hours trying to get stuff done.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Do you do like prizes and stuff?
Yeah. So our first ever full-scale tournament where we have 42 players is actually in February 15th.
Genghis Khan?
No, it's actually the weekend before it is at Warp Storm, which is in Greenfield, Wisconsin.
Wait. How many events did you go to last year?
Last year, I did 42.
How many events are you going to this year?
About 36.
Slowing down a little bit.
Slowing down. I'm coming back.
I died. I died.
It's manageable. It's manageable.
Sure. Actually, I don't think I would die because this is the cons are so much fun.
They are, yeah.
And even though I'm introverted, to the point of like, please leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like I come here and it's just like,
it's different. Yeah.
This is different.
I will tell you that, as Jerry likes to say, is I'm agoraphobic now and if it's not for an event, I don't leave my house.
Well, because you wake up with your laptop. And start typing at 7 a.m. in the morning.
My friends and family have referred to the time that I do spend with them as Tiffy time.
Tiffy time.
Yes, and there are shirts, and it's because it's so rare that anyone gets to see me.
I love it.
That they essentially,
Kelsey, Rose, I've now put Rose on the same level as you in my mental pantheon, because you remember when I said that the reason why I wanted to interview you is because you're like, oh, and I talking to my artist for my book, and he was really good at death metal, and I was in your elementary teacher school voice, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to talk to Kelsey. I just asked Rose like what her favorite aspect of writing dungeons were, and she just went, I think it's like figuring out the best way to torture the players, not the characters, the players.
The players.
But with the big grin on the face, and it was so nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And we also talked for 20 minutes, and I had everything on mute.
It was also fantastic. We had a full first take. It was fantastic.
And we're live now, and we're talking to you, which is a lot of fun. I'm talking with you. Yeah. It will not be on mute, I promise. So very good. We have just like a couple minutes. I'm going to finish up with it. Go get a drink. We'll go until you get back, Baron. That was Baron and Kelsey walking by.
Yeah.
Who are really wonderful.
Very
people.
Wonderful. Yeah.
And we love them. And I'm so glad that she walked by so I could tell her that story.
I know.
Because I tell her that every time I see her because she loves it.
Yeah.
Because it really, you have to go. She has it in a live stream when she was like making like a class. But she was doing a dungeon.
Okay.
And I'm like, she really just said that way. And that was really funny.
You know, I think horror is a fantastic way to express oneself in a way that like normally you wouldn't. I am not an angry person. It takes a lot to actually get me frustrated or like flustered,
Okay.
but it's because I write things that are like scary and horrific.
Sure.
I don't have that anger inside me. It's all outside.
Well, no, I don't know. There's maybe something a little down there because you did
Man.
write a novel when you were
I did.
17.
13.
Oh,
13.
And what scenes do you say held up over
The
time?
torture ones. It's pretty accurate, and I was like, wow. I read it recently again last year, and it was nothing else in that is savable.
You're like
I will
calling
say.
the school guidance counselor
Yeah.
on your 13-year-old
You know what's funny is growing up, I was in a lot like AP literary
Yeah.
courses and U.S. history and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I had to turn in like a creative project of like my writing, I'd get called into the counselor's office every time.
But there's something really
There's
wrong with
something
this
wrong with
person.
her,
She's
yeah.
just a professional writer. She's only 13 years old.
So
That's fine.
I mean, they all loved the writing, but they were like, we're concerned.
We're concerned. Why is this dark? The world is a dark and scary
This-
place.
yeah, I'm just reflecting what I see, and I'm like, it's just I'm writing from experience.
Did you
I
Did-
watched Saw growing up, you know, like
you did not.
I did. I watched Saw. I think when I was like 8 years old. Like there was
You've blown, like, that terrifies me.
no,
have to say.
I watched horror. To be fair, the first time I watched Saw, it was forced by my elder brothers. So
Okay,
you know,
so they were trying to torture
yeah,
you.
but
And then
I
we're
ended
probably
up-
disturbed, and you're like, oh, this is cool.
I just thought it was really fascinating, the psychology behind it. You know, like this person tormenting them over like that one guy who like struggled with.
I have never seen it.
Okay, well I won't spoil it.
I will never see it.
What?
I am not a horror guy.
We're gonna have a movie night.
No, I can't.
We're gonna
There are
have.
certain-
We're.
I
gonna
told
have
you
a
about
movie
my friend
night.
Mandy. I can't read her characters. I empathize with the characters too much.
But that's the beautiful part of Saw and horror, like just horror in general.
No,
Is
I
it's
can't.
meant
It's too,
about
it's,
the
it's
apathy.
too. It's too much.
It's about the apathy. You know?
No. It's not the. I don't. The problem is that I'm not apathetic. I can't watch it
I can't. You got
because
it.
I'm like, these people
Yeah.
are idiots and they're all going to die, and this is wrong.
This is wrong.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So Rose is now freaking me out. It's good. I'm gonna end up tortured in one of her.
Yeah. I'll
All
run
right,
a game
one
for you.
page dice. I would love that. That I'm
Yes.
fine with. That's cool. Do that. Torture me in the dice.
Perfect.
Torture me in the RPG.
I
All you
will.
want. One page dice dungeons
Yeah.
before Baron gets back and takes your seat.
Absolutely, yeah. So One Page Dice Dungeons is Jerry and we wanted to essentially set out and find a way to make game books that are always really thick and intimidating for new players to essentially come in, pick up a page, and in 10 minutes you're running the game.
Awesome.
And so from character creation to how to run it as a GM is literally all on one page. And we also have settings that are all agnostic. So you can play them with any one of the 8 game systems we've created or any system in general, whether that's 5e, Cthulhu, etc.
And so, what kind of dice mechanics do you use?
So for instance, like in our D6 system, you only use the D6 the entirety of the game, and it's resource based. So you have a dice pool, and you only have so many rolls you can make in a single game before you have to take a rest.
Cool.
Yeah.
Professor Dungeon Master's walking by.
Yes.
So, very cool stuff.
Mhm.
Baron is coming in. Okay. Where can people find your stuff?
You can find us at redroseworks.com.
And the next book coming out is in February. What's it titled?
The next book that's coming out is Daughters of Mira.
And you write under your name is T.R. Nickel.
T.R.
for the
Nickel,
author,
Nickel, like the coin.
like the coin, and absolutely fantastic. Thank you
Thank you.
so much for doing the extra 20 minutes because we were muted for 20 minutes.
Happy to do it. Yeah.
That's a little bit of sardonic there. They were okay. So,
No, we're
no,
good. Happy
really,
to do it.
it was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you for getting back
Yes.
for it.
Of course.
Thank you for coming to Page.
Yeah,
And
no,
I hope
yeah.
I see you again here at Page. And like as your products come out for Red Rose Works, would love to have you folks on to come on and talk about stuff
We
on
would
the
love
channel.
to do that.
Because I would love you to like this is for the Page audience.
Yeah.
And I love you, but I would love to introduce you to my audience.
I
so
would
folks
love
can
to
see
do that. I know
Would be
Jerry
good.
would too.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be fantastic.
You'll have Red and Rose.
Thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful con.
Thank
Talk to you
you.
soon. You can run out. I will not watch Saw with you. I can't. I couldn't. I read it and I love it. I can't watch the movie.
Okay. I'll forgive you.
Okay, but I can. And the weird thing is, I'm kickstarting a sci-fi horror
yeah.
adventure
Very interesting.
in February.
Very interesting for you.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
I'm not a normal person.
You're also, any creative is not mentally well, I will say.
No.
There's always something going on.
There's something weird going on. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll take this. We'll summon Baron. Dan, thank you. All right, Baron, you ready?
I am. I was not able to.
Thanks, Kelsey.
Not able to find a beverage because
There's-
the machine only wants $1 bills,
Where's
and then they have an ATM where they only give you 10 and 20s. I'm like, what the
Send-
fuck is the point of the ATM?
Said you're getting us demonetized. Send Kelsey to the GM lounge to get you about our water.
No, she's running to get dinner.
Oh gosh.
She just
Okay.
left.
All right, we're sitting you down.
Okay. My voice is shot.
Well, you know what? If we have to go short because you can't go long because your voice is going down. Baron DeRop is coming on.
Are we on live stream?
It's live streaming.
Hell yeah, I'm cussing and everything.
No, we're gonna get us this is for the page channel. You can't get us demonetized. Ron will kill me. It's like, but you're away from the mic. It's muted. You're okay. Get a Halls. We're being on. We've got a whole 2 people watching at the moment. All right. How are you? And first off, thank you for coming.
Of course.
Get your
Thank you
halls
for having
in.
me.
And I have a
And
mic, so
this
you
is
can
the
hold this.
mic.
That is the camera. This is the mic. I have a mic. You're good.
All right. Good evening, Page fans. I'm Baron DeRop.
And we
Hey.
are. This is literally the last interview of the day. So we say,
Ooh,
I'm
I'm
not
the
gonna-
last one.
I'm not saying we saved the best for last. Probably because Professor DM went earlier, and he wouldn't be happy.
Yeah,
about
he's fine. Yeah,
Alright.
that's fine. He
So-
can be better than
that.
me.
My personal interaction with you was like two sentence conversation last year at the cheesesteak dinner.
Okay.
You were sitting with Kelsey when I got a book from her, and today, and then a couple of emails. So we have never met.
I feel like I know who you are, though.
That makes me happy. That really
You're
makes
at
me
least
happy.
an extremely familiar face to me.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I've run across your YouTube feed at some point. So you run the YouTube channel Dungeon Master.
I do.
So, and you dress to the hilt, and you're good. So
I mean,
you,
I put on a tie and a blazer. I'm not dressed to the hilt would mean I'm digging out my tuxedo.
okay. Look, I'm dressed up right now. You're dressed to the hilt. So did you deliberately do that for like going for Masterpiece Theater?
Absolutely.
I
100%.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's funny. I thought more people would get the joke than they do. So now I thought it was going to be like the common joke.
And
Now
no
it's-
one picks it up.
Now it's like this deep cut. Like occasionally, in fact, I get more people. Oh, I can go real deep on this.
Go. You can't cuss.
No.
No.
I'm trying to word this in a way that won't get it demonetized because it's so weird. This is so weird. So Baron DeRop is actually a real thing. That's my real last name. And if you Google that,
Oh,
you will find my great grandfather was a spy for MI6 and spied on the Nazi regime. And there's a lot of conspiracy theory nonsense out there, especially that came around on 4chan during the QAnon stuff.
But 4chan is so balanced and reasoned and nuanced. I don't
That-
know why something like that.
They had somehow, like, there was this from fake QAnon research had linked my great grandfather to the Nazi regime as if he were an Illuminati member and was Adolf Hitler's personal handler. And it was
And tonight
With-
on Masterpiece
with
Theater,
Alistair Cook.
with
yeah.
the velvet smoking jacket on.
Exactly.
We have a 10-foot tall owlbear here right now. Who was here yesterday walking by the stream, which is always fun. So if you're doing that as your shtick to
Mhm.
start, what channel? Are you literally going, oh, I'm emulating that just for a hoot?
But I also saw a lot of ways to pull inspiration from various other forms of media as storytelling tools for Dungeons and Dragons. So, or TTRPGs more generally. So that was like the original goal. And also, like, now I do it as a consultant for my day job. But I design serious games for like company analysis. But
really,
yeah. So I like on a whim, I was like, this is gonna go nowhere. I just did a geopolitical analysis video of Faerun, and it exploded.
Because people are intense about lore.
And I'm presenting the lore in a way nobody had ever approached it before.
Wow.
And it suddenly made the world far more actionable as a game master, because now you can think about how geography and culture are interacting with one another in a way that's very actionable for a game master. And once I saw that, I was like, okay, I guess I'm the fantasy geopolitics guy now. So
so you found your niche.
So I found my niche. I still talk about, I do a lot of stuff with especially video games. In fact, I just released a video about using level design patterns in video games to like, how can you extrapolate those onto a TTRPG dungeon design?
So I haven't watched the video yet.
That's fine,
because I've been here. But
I mean, there's lots of videos on YouTube.
I do subscribe. So what is the process of going for that? Because I mean, that's the common complaint, right? 4E and 5E, they video gamed RPGs.
They drew the wrong parts of, well, they turned player characters into video game characters.
Yes.
That was the major problem right there. And a lot of it, you know, I think my hot take on 4th edition especially is that it's actually a really good game.
It's just not Dungeons
not Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
And I think that's why
read 4E. I own it, but I haven't had time to read it.
That's funny.
I got into the hobby or back in the pandemic, so I kind of have a backlog. Like the characterization mechanics they pulled out of video games. What's the difference in pulling out the level design?
So when you're looking, you know, I'm going to rag on Wizards of the Coast here. They're really good.
They're not sponsors.
They're not sponsors. It's fine. When you look at like your typical block text construction of like room with a block text narrative and then stuff for the dungeon master, the way that they create the actual dungeon itself, I find that there's just very little rhyme or reason into actually how the dungeon is designed so that it can be run.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Also,
there's no ecology to it, essentially.
I mean, I guess there's a ecology always, but like outside of outside of like Lost Mines and Delver, I think that adventure that is published by Wizards of the Coast is that good.
Okay.
Specifically the Goblin.
Okay.
There's a complete mismatch in trying to understand how to implicitly tell a story with details that you don't necessarily beat over the head of your player characters. Like, for example, if there is a monster in the dungeon somewhere that does a certain thing and kind of refuse behind because of that, like a wailing drowning banshee that when it wails, instead of just running in terror or you know, whatever, you seek the nearest body of water to drown yourself in.
Gotcha. Okay.
So at the front of the dungeon, where's the creek that you find 3, you know, bloated bodies in?
Yeah. So show don't tell.
Show don't tell. That most dungeon designers just don't do.
Okay.
Additionally, there are a lot of different structures in level design that are used in other video game formats that I think we could learn from. Like, I had a streamer on my channel on New Year's Eve. We made something that she designs video games and makes Mario ROM hacks for fun.
Oh, cool.
What they call it in the video game, what's called a squeeze and release. That was something I'd actually never heard of before. But like the moment she said it, I knew I'd seen it before.
What is it?
A squeeze and release is where you apply increasing amounts of pressure onto the players, and then once they achieve some sort of breakthrough, you give them a break. Finally they find an empty room with nothing in it.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that gives them the space to be like, okay, we've dealt with all the traps and monsters. Now we can just like
we can take a break.
collect our thoughts, reevaluate our equipment, relight our torches.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 3 different directions we can go from this room. Let's slow down and listen at the doors and pick one. As opposed to Monster Condo, where you're just walking through a chain of rooms, each with 7 goblins inside of them.
There's another bunch of monsters
Right.
sit there. Got you.
So, and there are a lot of other design patterns, but I talk about 3 major ones in that video that discuss that sort of thing.
Cool.
So,
very, very cool. Then you kind of so this is kind of what you've been doing. You took a hiatus from doing Dungeon Master Case for a better part of a year, right?
No, longer than I wouldn't say it was like full blown hiatus. I was still uploading videos, but very, very seldom. Something like once every 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
But I did that for like 2 years. Part of it was I had to step away because I burnt out. The next part was I couldn't get the camera. One, because I was running Green Dragon Fest, which is a micro game. Like while I was developing like a course of action checklist and like figuring out how to run a convention, because I was doing it all by myself.
Right.
While I was doing all of that, I just didn't have the mental space to talk about game design. Once I got through and like I've now delegated a lot of the roles of all of that stuff off because I know how it can be done. So therefore I know how I can
know
teach
what
other
parts
people
I can
to
give to other people.
successfully give to other people. So there's that. And then also we had an earthquake a few months ago and it caused the ceiling to collapse on my studio.
You had said that in your video. Yeah.
So it took months to get that cleaned up, like 2.5 months. But finally I got it cleaned up and I was able to get back in the gold share.
So you're back, like Green Dragon Fest. We'll talk a little bit about what that is. Even we're a page. We're not trying to do competition. But the
it's definitely not competition. It's a very different thing.
You scheduled the same week as my micro convention, so I'm upset. But that's okay. So you've gotten that where you're able to kind of delegate stuff, so that burden's not as high anymore. It's still intense. You have your day job.
Right.
This doesn't often pay for our living. And then you want to get back on the camera. So what about it? That moment you're like, okay, I need to get back into doing this and want to do more regular updates again. Like what was the psychological flip? You're like, I need to do this again.
I mean, part of it is that I had always just really enjoyed talking about game design more generally. I really like supporting the community. Like even when I wasn't uploading videos, I was still active in like
you're all
YouTube YouTube or Discord groups. I would still notice when like a new up and comer to the YouTube platform was like, that person's going to take off. Stephanie plays games. Go look up her channel if you're not aware of her. She's dope. But I guess it was more of like I just had to step away for a while, mainly because it took so much time to make a video that I had neglected certain parts of my life. Something that I don't think many people understand is just how much time it takes. Like, for example, the last video I uploaded is 12.5 minutes long. I've probably got 30 hours worth of work into it.
Oh, yeah.
Between editing the script, writing or creating the slide deck, doing the video editing, all of that. It just takes an incredible amount of time.
Yeah.
So, if I'm doing that for 30 hours a week and I'm working almost full time as a consultant and I have, I don't have children, but, I've got a wife and an elderly grandparent that lives close by that's sometimes in rough health. I want to be, I want to be available. And it was just got to a point where I had neglected certain aspects of my life so much for YouTube that I had to step away and like just put it on pause.
To where I could fit into
to where I could fit in. Yeah. So, I thought about going to like a once every other week schedule. I'm going to try once every 10-day schedule.
Okay.
And see how that feels. So far, it feels good.
Okay, cool.
So there was something about a 7-day schedule I just couldn't do. So,
Yeah,
but
you
3
need
videos a week
lot
seems
going
much more achievable for me.
on. Okay.
So, I don't know. Does that answer your question?
That definitely answers my question. And that's one of the things that, so folks who watch the videos and they like it, and we're doing it, oftentimes people don't understand the concept of burnout.
Oh yeah.
People, how can you burn out on doing something that you love? And it's literally because you said it's because we have lives that need to
Right.
be part of our life.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, it's like another part of it is like, yeah, I love doing this, but also in order to be, I'm not actually certain how certain this is anymore. Just to talk about like what YouTube rewards as a platform. You're not going to grow your channel and develop any sort of presence on the platform unless you are consistently uploading.
Yeah.
Whatever that makes sense of.
I mean, my
So,
goal
like-
at this point is to eventually hit the $100 a month.
Yeah. I mean, that was my original goal. I was
Yeah.
like, it'd be really cool if I could take my wife to steak dinner once a month
That's it.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
You
or
know.
or back a Kickstarter so I have more stuff to put on the channel. That's it.
Right. But so that was the original goal. But like once you start to gain some momentum and you really do recognize just how much being consistent, I mean, as it is with everything, just being consistent is the biggest part of success with anything.
Yeah.
You want to get to the gym and lose 50 pounds and build 20 pounds, you got to lift weight 3 times a week and eat
Mhm.
healthy every single day. And, there is no cheating.
As I'm about to go out and get pizza.
I'm about to go get pizza. Yeah, I like pizza more than a 6-pack. But you're not going to get good at something unless you're doing it regularly.
Right. And people aren't going to notice
And
you.
people won't notice you unless you're doing it regularly. So
Yep.
like constantly showing up is very much part of it. And that just meant sacrificing other parts of my life while I was doing that.
And there came a point where you
I was just like, I was like,
that.
I've missed Mother's Day now twice. I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
do that
you
anymore.
Can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
So, and you're back coming on.
Yep.
A little bit more of a healthier balance, trying
Hopefully.
to get through. But you have, and I want people to recognize that. It's like
Yeah.
being a creator on YouTube. It is fun.
It can be fun.
It can be.
Yeah.
Every now and again, you get the conspiracy theorists showing up in the comments.
Honestly,
But
they're fun to deal with. I'm a big troll though. I will email them back and just give them all kinds of
see,
nonsense.
I don't troll. I try to give them enough rope to do themselves in,
Right.
and then I just ban them. And
Fair.
unfortunately, but my thing is I have so much empathy, and my nature is that I try to be a teacher, so I'm trying to educate people. And I have friends on Discord going, "What are you doing?" It's like, well, I think maybe they just know they're.
Yeah, either
then-
troll or disengage.
and then
Those are
finally it's
really
just-
the only two
Well,
options. Yeah.
I've gotten it down to where it's like 3 points. Like, oh, you are a white supremacist. Okay, see you later. You're gone. So I've gotten it down to that.
Right.
Like, that's not fun. But for most part, I met so many friends, and that's really neat to be part of that community. But it is work.
No, it's
And
a
it's-
lot of work.
It's work
It's a
on top
lot
of
of work.
So very much so. Green Dragon Fest.
Yes.
Where did this come from, other than the fact that you wanted to do a convention in Hobbiton?
Oh my gosh, I have to stop you. It's not Hobbiton. It is a venue
is.
that is legally distinct but similar to Hobbiton.
I'll rephrase this. What led you to want to do Green Dragon Fest, other than wanting to hold a convention or a retreat, mind
A
you,
retreat. Yes.
and a venue that is similar to but legally distinct from Hobbiton,
Yes.
and that it does not have round doors?
No, it does.
I
No.
tried, man. I tried.
So, Idle Hands Are the Devil's Folly.
Okay.
And my wife was at a yoga teacher training retreat in the mountains, in the Appalachian Mountains, enjoying herself.
A yoga
Lit-
teacher training
Yes.
retreat.
Yes. No, my wife is really crunchy.
Okay.
Anyway, while she was out of town and unavailable to be reached by cell phone in a place with no cell
Okay.
service or internet at all,
Gotcha.
I was left to my own devices. And I woke up one Thursday morning and I said to myself, D&D in a castle. That looks fun. I bet I could do that. And I said, but where would I do it? We don't have a castle around here. We do have Ancient Lore Village. So
So is
the,
it right near
the
you?
village is like a 10-minute drive from my
Okay.
house. So I called up the CEO and I was like, hey, you want to do this? She's like, whoa, I don't know who the heck you are. Why don't you come down and talk about it?
Okay.
So I went and introduced myself, gave her the good vibe, gave her the sales pitch. She quoted me the price. I said, I can get that money. I don't have that money right now. It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Like,
this is not a cheap thing.
no. Like, to frame it so that everybody can understand just how much of a financial risk this is. Every single venue every single convention organizer that I have spoken with, when I ask them, like, what are your venue and food and rental costs? Mine are either the same or more as theirs.
And this is a small retreat.
And this is a resort for 50 people. We're currently at Page. How many tickets have you sold?
I think we're over 3,000.
Yeah, so over 3,000, and I have a larger expense budget than you.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts.
That's
This-
insane.
This is the hoity-toity retreat. I say that with respect because I would like to go. But so yes.
So anyway, it's at a fantasy-themed bed and breakfast. I fly all the best game designers and dungeon masters I can find out,
Mhm.
and they run 2 days, and we do a charity auction. So 4 game sessions, and I think the coolest part that I get in the feedback from the guests
Okay.
is, one, they feel like because it is so cozy, there's only 55 guests that come
Okay.
on site premises, including the staff. I don't think there's more than 100.
So it is a very
It's a
cozy event.
very cozy event. In order to make it happen, the guests tell me that it's like they went to like a dungeon university where they got to play with 4 fantastic dungeon masters.
Yeah.
They get to experience 4 different styles of DMing
Mhm.
and like learn to add to their own repertoire, like really cool tools that they get from their
'Cause
repertoire.
it's not just run the game; it's you have time to chat and converse, and
Right.
you do get that at cons. But there's 3,000 people.
But there's
here.
3,000 people, so like you might be able to wave at, oh hey, I remember you from the last time, and you might have a fleeting conversation.
Gotcha.
But at this, it's a morning game session, an afternoon game session, and then there's an evening social. So everybody is in the same
Literally hanging
area,
out.
and you're hanging out with 50 people, 70 people, really, if you include the DMs.
Baron has just described the introvert's nightmare.
Yeah, actually, that was some other feedback I got. Was there are some introverted guests that were like, "This is a really cool event," but I'm going to paraphrase a lot of different pieces of feedback together.
Yeah.
I don't want this to sound pejorative, but the way I interpreted it was, I need something to do with my hands while I'm having a conversation, or I don't know what to do. And
Yeah.
I totally get that. My wife is definitely that way.
Sure.
So I'm adding mini painting, and we're doing custom minis for everyone to take home. So, the introverts can swap stories while they paint a mini.
I just go hide in the corner and stare at people and make them feel uncomfortable. And it's like, no, I'm just recharging.
You're just
I'm
recharging, yeah.
I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I just want to sit here in the corner
Right.
and be quiet for a minute.
But no, the sensation of camaraderie at this event, because it's so small, you get to
It's
have
there.
like a real meaningful conversation with every single person that you want to.
Which is really cool.
It's
And who are some of
really
the people
cool.
going this year?
I'm sorry?
Who are some of the people going this year?
The Dungeon Masters have got Professor Dungeon Master, DM Scotty.
I love Scotty.
I
so
know
much.
he's so cool. I wish he was my grandpa. I don't mean that.
If you've ever
Or
talked with,
no, I want him to be my crazy uncle. That's actually what I want. My
if you ever
grandpa's
talk with
insane.
Scotty, perfect
But,
vibe. Also,
yeah.
crazy grandpa would be also
Crazy
really
grand. Oh, I'm too young for him, or too old for him to be my crazy grandpa.
right. But crazy uncle.
He's definitely a crazy uncle vibe.
Yeah.
Kelsey Dion will be there, author of Shadow Dark. Stephanie Plays Games. Who else is going to be there? Justin Alexander, Ben Milton. Steve Chenault is coming.
Steve's coming this year?
Steve's coming this year.
That's fun.
Oh gosh, what is his name? Paul Niemeyer might be coming, who missed for the original Mortal Kombat video game. So he'll be,
Wow.
if he does come, he'll be making a sculpture to give away at the charity auction. So
That's nice.
yeah, I know, right?
Okay, cool.
Super, super cool.
Very good.
But yeah,
Sweet.
it's a super cool event. I think I've got 15 tickets remaining,
Okay.
something like that. It's one of those things that's like they come and go in waves too. It's like I'll sell 10 tickets like the first day, and
then you're sweating
for
like,
2
why is
months I'm
nobody
like,
coming?
well, there's no cash flow, and I still have to raise another
Why is
$60,000.
nobody going? Yeah, I hate that.
Or I'm gonna lose my house.
My budget is 0,
yeah.
and I freak out about that.
Yeah.
Oh, there are no tickets. Somebody's there. It's
So
awful.
yeah, it's terrifying. Every single year I've done this, utterly
And
terrifying.
This is the 3rd year.
No, when my wife came back after her vacation,
Oh gosh, yeah, because she had no idea this was going on.
I waited to tell her until we were out of the house walking the dogs, and I said, "So, honey, you know Ancient Lore Village? Yeah, what about it? I signed a contract with them for this event."
Oh no!
She's like, "What?" Yeah, and it costs this much money. She's like, "What?" And if it doesn't work out, we're gonna have to sell a house. You did what? Like, she literally threw up. She literally vomited in the ditch.
And you're on year 3.
I'm on year 3 now.
Okay, we're
Yeah.
good.
So
So go to Green Dragon Fest. Keep Baron both married and housed, which would be good. Be very, very good. All right,
Oh my
we're hitting
gosh.
6 o'clock. Both of us need to go
Awesome.
get dinner. I am so grateful for.
thank you
your
for the
chat.
time. This is a great chat.
It was
Yeah.
awesome. I would love to talk with you more on my channel sometime. For
Absolutely.
my audience, I will be in touch. We'll
Awesome.
see. But thank you and have a great rest of the con.
Awesome.
All right, tell people
And-
where they can get you.
You can look me up at dungeonmasterpiece.com, YouTube at youtube.com/c/dungeonmasterpiece, or you can subscribe to my newsletter at what is it? baronderop.substack.com.
something
I
like
think
that.
it's like that. It's in all the video
I'm
descriptions.
just waiting.
It's in
for
the doobly doo down
I'm-
below.
I'm waiting for the brandy sifter for the Dungeon Master.
I don't. I get demonetized if
you'll
I
get
drink on the
demonetized.
stream. Yeah,
Well, you can just say it's apple juice. It's fine.
I could say it's apple juice. Anyway, thanks for watching Dungeon Masters, and until next time, good night.
We'll see you later from Page, folks. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.